Hi guys, Big John here. Thanks for clicking view, thanks for joining me, I really appreciate it. I've come into the woods today. It's my first trip into the woods this year. I've made myself a promise that I'll get down here at least once a month. So this is January. I didn't film any of walking in and setting up, only because I knew I was going to lose the light. It's got dark already. It's about 6:15 now. Started going dark about 5 o'clock, something like that. So I knew it was going to get dark, so I came down and set everything up. Also, the rain's supposed to be coming in at some point as well. So I've come down, set everything up. I've set up a little shelter over there with my hammock. That's going to be my sleeping area, but I didn't want to be pinned down in just that one area, so I've set up this little lean-to as well. I'm going to try and light a little fire. Hope the rain does stay off for a little bit, just so I can chill out and relax a bit before going to bed. And I'm going to cook myself a bit of dinner as well, have something to eat. So like I said, I'm going to try and light a little fire, cook my food. The rain seems to be holding off at the moment, so I think I might have a little bit of time. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I've cleared a little area for my fire. I've processed some wood down. Luckily, this is a regular campsite for me, so all this wood's nice and dry. I've had it in a little wood store, so it's all nice and dry. So I haven't had to collect it, but I have processed it down a little bit. I'm going to be using a bit of birch bark to get everything going. So I've got my base there, just to stop because the ground, as you can see, it's all muddy and horrible. I don't want it to take all the heat and everything away from the fire. Put our birch bark in there, we'll put some to the side. And just use the old ferro rod today. And say it's one of those nights I just want to get the fire going, so there we go. Birch bark getting away from me now. Just readjust myself. Oh. So I had it then. So I've managed to get my fire going, even though it's a bit damp and horrible. Took me a couple of tries to actually get it going properly. I used a bit of birch bark for my tinder, and then I used a load of twigs and sticks that I'd actually stored when I've been here previously, because this is a campsite that I try and come down and use as regularly as possible. So even though, as I say, everything's damp and horrible, I had some nice dry twigs there to work with. Hopefully now we'll build it up, get a nice warm fire going. Keep myself nice and warm and boil some water, cook up a bit of dinner and just chill out. very excited to come down today. I've been waiting for a while because the girlfriend bought me a new saw for Christmas. Cheers, babe. It's a Bahco Laplander. I've seen people for years saying how good it is, and all the YouTube videos I watch, everybody's either got one or they've used one, and it's really good. So I've always wanted one, and finally got one. And I gotta be honest, I'm quite impressed with it. It's ergonomically, it's really sound. It fits in the hand really well. It's got a nice motion on it, and it cuts really well. So we're just chilling out a bit now. The fire's nice and established, it's going well, I haven't got to worry about that now. The rain stayed off. I've managed to boil up some water. I've got my pasta on cooking now, just warming that through. I've opened myself a nice bottle of cider. It's been a while since I've been able to have a bottle of cider next to the campfire. Last year, as a New Year's resolution, I decided, the girlfriend decided to do 12 months off alcohol. And of course, being the supportive boyfriend I am, I thought it's just a great idea, I'll do it with you. She only lasted 3 weeks, but I'm quite stubborn and I said I'll do it, so I did, and that finished on the 1st of January this year. So this is my first drink out camping. Don't get me wrong, I had a few on New Year's Day, but yeah, this is the first one out camping, and I've opened it with my little bottle opener that I had for Christmas off my father and my stepmother. Thank you very much, came in very handy. So yeah, I'm going to sit and enjoy a nice cider. Oh, that's nice. It's cold as well. Wait for my pasta to cook, and yeah, maybe sit down and read my book then, just relax. Just enjoy myself. This has been a long time coming. Can't remember the last time I actually came down the woods, to be honest. No, the rain's starting to come in a bit. But yeah, every now and again you just need to get out and then just relax, and this is it. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to give you a little bit of a tour of my camp. Obviously we've got the fire there, and I've got my one little shelter. Oop, a lot of smoke there from the fire. If you can see it properly, my shelter there, that's just where I'm chilling out. Having a little drink and gonna eat my dinner in a minute. And then over here, not far from it, if you can see it properly, not really. And then got my sleeping area set up. I've got my tarp, and then underneath I got my hammock all set up ready to go. I wanted to show you quickly something that I've been working on as I've been getting the fire going and sorting my dinner and everything. Come the morning, I've got to be up and out relatively early, so I haven't got time to light the full fire, let it go down, put it out properly and pack everything away and get out. So to make everything a bit quicker, I've got my wood gas stove with me, and I'll show you now what I've done with it, prepped it ready for the morning. So here is my wood gas stove. As you can see, I've got a lot of wood in there. What I've done is I've taken some of the wood that I cut for the fire earlier, and I've cut them down to size and battened them, or however you pronounce it, with my knife. Just cut them down to size. And then what I'm going to do in the morning, I'm going to use some of the birch bark that I saved when I lit the fire, and then I've cut some more smaller pieces. I'm going to start a little fire on the top there and let it burn down like a Swedish fire candle, because I find with this stove, it's a great stove, you get a lot of heat from it, and it works really well, but you have to keep feeding it constantly. So I've read and seen this done before, so I want to see if I can do it and get it going with this method, so that I haven't got to keep feeding it. I can just leave my pot on there to boil without having to fuss with it too much. So yeah, so that's what I've got all set up. Well, here comes the rain we were promised, beating down on my little lean-to. It was definitely a wise decision to build this extra little shelter. Don't know how long the fire's going to last. It's not raining particularly heavily, but yeah, we'll see. At least I'm nice and dry under here. Okay, so time has come to head off to bed. I've put my fire out and everything and left most of my stuff underneath the other shelter, so I'm just gonna pop into my hammock and go to sleep. As you can see, I've got my homemade underquilt attached to the bottom. I much prefer an underquilt to a sleeping mat or an inflatable pad. I just find that with the under blanket, it just wraps around you. You haven't got to keep moving position to get it right like you have with the pad. And I find it's a lot warmer on the sides as well. The sleeping pads, they give you protection underneath, but they don't really protect you from the cold on the sides. And then inside my hammock, then I've already got my sleeping bag in there. Got my book for later. This sleeping bag goes down to -15, I think it claims. So we shall see. Alright then guys, I'm gonna call it a night now. I'm getting quite tired, been reading my book for about half hour or so. Temperature's dropped a little bit, so I've put my scarf and my hood and everything on, keep myself warm through the night. I'm gonna catch up in my sleeping bag now, curl up, go to sleep. It's a bit windy at the moment, so it's a little bit noisy, but there's no rain at the moment, so that's not going to keep me awake, I don't think. It's not supposed to come in till later on. So as I say, I'm going to say goodnight and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, so it's 10 to 2 now in the morning. The wind has been blowing an absolute gale, and I've been up outside since about 1:30. I've literally just got back into my sleeping bag. I've been out there since about 1:30, having to tie down my tarp because the corners came up and it was flapping and the wind was getting under and I was freezing. My hands are just starting to warm up now, starting to get the feeling back in my fingers. Yeah, it's cold out there. It's not raining, luckily. That would have been absolutely awful if I'd had to go out there in the rain as well. But yeah, I managed to tie it all down now. Hopefully it'll hold tight and I'll be able to get some sleep now and I won't go rocking in the wind too much. But yeah, at the end of the day, I suppose this is why we come out and do it. We come out and challenge ourselves and see if we can survive against what Mother Nature has to offer. At the moment, I'm just about hanging on. Let's hope I see the morning. Go, wind's picking up again.
It's 3:30 in the morning, and the whole side of the top's come up, so I'm gonna get up and fix it. I hate it so much.
Morning guys, it's about 8:10 in the morning and it is freezing cold. Camp just about made it through. I had to sort of batten everything down a bit. The wind is still really blowing and it is freezing. I looked at the temperatures on the Met Office app and it said the temperature's down to about 4, but it feels like about -1, and I tell you what, it really feels like -1 this morning. So no mucking around this morning. Get camp all broken down, get it packed up, and I'm getting out of here.